yard bug. Totally cool. Paid $80 for it. Flips open and has a grass catcher. Needed a battery, and then I had to add a wire to the key switch because the one it had was grounded. It cuts really nice. The bagger fills up fast, but it cuts really nice. It actually starts right up. No issue. And I bought it for $175. The deck was all rusted out and it had needed to be welded in a few places. I took care of it. That front light lens, can't find them anywhere, and if you buy a new one, it's $130. So I think it's worth $500 at the most. So it wasn't worth jumping the extra $100 to get it. When I got it, the battery was dead and it needed a new fuel pump and a carburetor, and then I had to fix the muffler. They went $300 for a factory muffler. So I took it apart, welded it, and I ended up sticking that on there, but didn't think it through. I should have had it pointed out to the left or the right. If you're cutting dead grass, it'll catch the place on fire. What I like about it, it's got a 38-inch deck, so you can hustle through these fences to the gates. You don't have to slow down. It's nice. You can get around on it pretty nicely. The engine has 1,800 hours on it, so I really like it. It's just tired, but it's fun to ride. Found this one. I gave the guy $400 for it. Probably paid too much, but it only has like 180 hours on it, which is crazy. Same thing with the deck. It needed to be cleaned up. I painted it and all that, sharpened the blades. It still has the original tires on it. Even have the light cover on it. It's complete. It's pretty cool. This one, I ended up buying a new car for it. I tried cleaning the one that was on it a few times and really no luck. I put a brand new carb battery and cleaned it all up, painted the deck. Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's got a 42-inch deck and it's got a bigger motor on it. That one right there has got an 18 horse. This one's got a 20 on it. The same thing. This one starts right up too. The Super Bronco, super cool machine. I got it for $185. Had a 24 horsepower motor on it, but it either had a stuck valve or a thrown rod. And so it sat for 6 months before I got to it. It's got 2 brand new front tires on it. That front bumper, shockingly, it's like $100 for that bumper. And it just comes off. These pins right here. So the same thing, I had to get this when I took the deck off of it and got the rust and painted it into the bottom and top. It's got brand new blades and spindles and a new belt. It's got a Kevlar belt. If you ever buy belts, do not buy the joke ones. Get the Kevlar ones. They don't break. I've had bad experiences with the cheap belts. The Kevlar belt honestly was cheap. I think it was maybe 20 bucks. If you go to a lawnmower store, they're going to try to charge you $75 for it. But I got a motor for it. It's a 220 horsepower Kohler Courage. The thing runs like a top. And it was direct swap. It bolted right up. The PTO clutch went right on it because I had the guy that I bought the motor from gave me the PTO clutch. And the wire harness was an exact match. It just plugged right in. It was, I think it took me an hour to swap it out, to pull the old engine off, clean it all up, and put the new motor on it. Dump the tank out and put some good gas in it. But this one's got the heavy duty axle, which is actually super cool, and the taller tires. But it starts right up too. This one here, I got it for 275 bucks. I was shocked when I showed up that the guy was selling it. That bagger is $400. It has the single cylinder Kohler on it. It runs really good. You have to, what do you call it? The solenoid, the fuel cutoff solenoid on the bottom of the carb is bad on it. So what the guy did is put that shut-off valve on the fuel line, so when you turn the engine off, you have to turn that off, otherwise it'll seep fuel into the oil. Super cool. This one right here, this machine, I absolutely love it. When I bought it, the engine was froze. I think I paid the guy $250 for it. The deck had a big hole in the front of it, so I welded it. It's not the prettiest work, but it's fixed, and that front wheel was busted off. Again, that's another one of my sorry weld jobs. That's when I just started learning to weld. But it has the Kohler 22 horse on it. This machine runs really good. Super happy with it. But the reason why the engine was froze is that they treated so poorly, and it was filthy. And this is a new starter. Obviously, I need to clean it up. But what happened is that the starter popped up, and the gear was stuck on the flywheel, and it was made the engine froze. The man said he took a pipe wrench and tried to turn the engine over by the shaft on the bottom, but he couldn't get it. So I was like, well, I'll take my chances. And so I took the cover off, and lo and behold, the shaft on the starter was bent, and the gear was stuck on the flywheel. Bought a new starter for it. I think it was like 50 bucks. Threw it on there, and bingo, she ran. It's got metal. The dry belt's got metal pulleys, and it makes a ton of noise when it's running. When you release the parking brake and engage the PTO, or excuse me, the dry belt. I've considered changing them out, but just live with the noise. But it cuts great. It's fast and it runs good. This one here, I bought it for 350 bucks because the rear axle was bad on it. And I'm guessing that that's the standard thing that happens to all of them. I sat on it for a while. The engine runs perfect. The thing runs great. It's got that 18 horse Kohler on it. And it only has, I want to say, 20 hours on it. What I had to do to it, I pulled the axle off, took it apart. There's a bunch of videos online how to take one of these K46 transmissions apart. And it turns out that one of the little pump motors, it's a round puck with pins in it. There was goop in it, and it was low of oil. And so the pins inside that motor were rust welded. So I cleaned the heck out of it, and lo and behold, one of the springs was broken. So I went on Amazon and I just found some random springs for $6. Replaced all the springs. It works. So it cost me $6 and my time to get it running. It's a $1,000 machine all day. Brand new, these are like $2,200, $2,300. Super cool. And I really don't know what possessed me, but I found this mini bike for 300 bucks. It ran when I got it, but it had a bad valve because they had wired the governor spring, so it basically fried the exhaust valve spring on the other engine. This is a one of those Predator motors, and out of sheer dumb luck, it ended up with the Hemi head on it. So it's still stock. It runs like a champ. I didn't disconnect the governor because the engine's new, but it runs about 20-25 miles an hour. It's sweet. It's a sweet little machine. And then I have one more in the garage. It's a GT2000. Its front tires are almost the same size as the back tires on the smaller machines here, but it's pretty cool. This is what I have left. I had close to 30 at one point. I bought a bunch of cheap ones. I've worked on every single one of these. Every single one was basically didn't work for some reason or another, except for that one. I haven't done anything to it, but it needs that fuel cutoff switch for the carburetor, the little gas solenoid that shuts off its anti-backfire and also prevents the engine from getting full of fuel. Again, that bagger works great. Again, it fills up fast. You can make like 2 passes on this small backyard and it's full. So you have to empty out the 2, it's a double bagger. You probably have to empty both those bags out 3 times total for all the grass that picks up off the yard. So I had pretty good luck with these things. If you're trying to buy and sell these things to make money, it's really not going to work out for you, but you'll end up being able to pick the best one out of the lot and keep it for yourself. If you have any questions about any of these machines, or what I had to do to fix them, etc., don't hesitate to comment below. Like and subscribe if you like these videos and more. Thanks for watching.